got into Harvard Law.
What, like it's hard?
Scarface on repeat.
Best movie.
Scarface on repeat. Constant, y'all.
Catch a painted pony on the spinning wheel ride.
Some people are saying that your new music sounds a lot like Bob Dylan.
Well, maybe Bob Dylan sounds a lot like me.
She doesn't even go here.
They knew, and they let it happen.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
94.9 Radio Western. You are tuned into Outside the Frame, London's only movie talk show. My name is Elijah.
I'm Maddy.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Dalton.
And we are Outside the Frame, London's only movie talk show. So, what are we doing today? First and foremost, it's our last live episode of 2025.
Yeah.
Here
I have some house cleaning notes
Oh,
here.
for sure, sure. I would like to start off
Go for
two.
it. Yes.
One, you can call or text. You can text us. 519. You can text us. 519-661-3600 if you want to take part in the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast we want to speed this up, but I do want to give at least a quick RIP to Rob Reiner.
Well, that was first on my notes. I
Okay.
think it's important to mention that he's a really important figure in Hollywood, and if you like movies and you're a living human being, one of his movies is probably in your top 20. He's one of those guys that just didn't have a genre, he didn't specify in a genre.
Mm-hmm.
So it's his catalog is really important. Of course, it's incredibly sad. The whole thing. We're not gonna get into it. That's not what today's episode is about. However, I think being a movie show, I think it's important to mention his effect on all of us and every living person that has ever watched movies. Personally, Spinal Tap is formidable for myself.
Of course.
Absolutely insane. Rewatched that movie about 1 million times. Being in a band, it's like the number one thing.
I mean, it kind of redefined how a comedy movie could look. It really
feel.
popularized.
Yeah, it made a new genre in of itself.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's interesting too because he's in the movie, which is hilarious. His name is Marty DeBerg, I believe is his name.
I think so.
And supposedly he took that from Martin Scorsese, Brian De Palma, and Steven Spielberg and put all those names together. Anyway, love that movie. Of course, When Harry Met Sally, which will be playing at the Highland beginning December 26th in memory of Rob Reiner. So there'll be a few shows of that.
The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride obviously is huge. A Few Good Men, Misery,
Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. I mean, you could just go down the list of his films, especially in that 80s to 90s run. Is just insane.
Movies you don't even realize he made. Like you just hear it and you're like, how did this man make all these different movies?
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, like if you watch movies and like movies, one of his movies is probably in your top 20 of all time, and you probably don't realize that he directed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first thing on my list. Well,
that was the second thing on mine. So I'm out of my two. So
text in.
That was the first.
661-3600.
What else would you like to housekeeping wise?
We have trivia in January. I thought I'd mention that. We always want to plug that. It's at the Holy Diver, January 20th.
That is correct.
Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So mark that on your calendars. The other thing that's happening in January is Outside the Frame is sponsoring a show.
Whoa.
What kind of show? Is it like a music show?
No,
or
no. It's a female revenge movie called Lady Snowblood, and it's awesome. It's part of our Women in Action series at the Highland. It's going to play January 9th, one time only at 9:30, and it's right after the Kill Bill run at the Highlands. So it's perfect timing, and if you want to see where Tarantino got a lot of his inspiration, then for Kill Bill, come out and check that movie out. It rips. Also, over the holidays, we're going to have a very special episode. I say we're going to because we haven't done it yet. We will shortly.
Tonight.
Yeah. But you can hear a whole hour of us discussing Snowblood and Tarantino and Kill Bill and all those good things over the holidays. So
that's right.
The last thing, and I was a little late today, so we weren't able to go through this, but I thought at the top of the show we could do an official announcement.
A formal introduction.
Introduction of the new Outside the Frame lineup.
That is correct.
So
Absolutely.
my name's Mike. No.
We did this already.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
please,
okay.
But yeah, please, absolutely. I mean, great idea. Just to let everybody knows, this is the last live episode, but we are going to be back doing live episodes in the new year. Same time as always,
Same
Tuesday
time.
at 6. However, it is no longer just Mike and I.
No.
Of course, we have Maddy. And of course, we have Dalton now
Yes.
as our regular lineup. So our starting lineup.
Our starting four pretty strong. There's still a few weak spots, but that's mostly because of me.
Who you calling out here?
You and I are like we're just old in it now. Like
Yeah.
we need to shake the rust off.
I meant more so like morally.
Wow.
You know,
morally weak.
taste wise.
Yeah, the takes on
Yeah.
movies.
Takes on movies. Yeah, well, I mean,
You need it though.
yeah, we got to be somewhat entertaining.
Of
around-
course,
around
of course.
this.
We need those hot takes, but
We
we
need
also
an antagonist.
yeah.
Right. Like Hamnet is barely a 1.5 star movie.
We're not talking about that today.
There it is already.
Okay. So, anyways, but officially,
we are gonna need to catch these two up on
Yes.
like. You know, because we have like running gags or running
Bits.
feuds and
Feuds, yeah.
bits that you and I have.
Yeah,
So we'll have to
yeah,
catch them up
yeah.
on that, so
Yeah.
that when we like
speaking
spout
of
off
that,
at each other
Speaking of that, you know where Dalton and I are going on February 4th?
on February 4th.
Yeah,
On February 4th. Okay,
it's a Wednesday.
it's a Wednesday.
If
Yeah.
that helps.
It's 10 days before Valentine's Day.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Is it
a
Valentine's
date
Day
night.
themed? Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
what I
little
was.
date night. We're going to
Nice.
see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
So there you
nice.
go. See, that's one of our bits. Elijah hates that movie and thinks it's terrible.
70 millimeter.
Yeah, and it's why we're going is to go see it on 70 millimeters.
I am so happy for both of you.
Yeah.
Couldn't be happier, truly, for both of you.
About the movie or the date?
Yeah.
The date,
Yeah,
really.
okay,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I could care less about the movie.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm still happy that you guys are going to get some enjoyment out of it.
Some. What are you talking about?
all
It's
the enjoyment out of
It's
it.
going to be amazing. Anyways, that's an example of one of the ongoing bits.
Yes.
That we
It's a
have
hot
here.
take, Elijah.
I know.
Yeah,
I
he-
know.
He says it's like the worst movie ever made. That's what
I
he
did
says.
not say that.
Putting words in your mouth.
I did not
You've
say
said that about a few movies.
Yeah, one that I just saw last week.
Yeah,
sure.
Mike stands by his though.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get into that another
But
time.
officially, though,
But
just
yes,
to
all
round
this
this
to
out,
say.
officially, Maddy and Dalton are part of the show. They're canon now.
Yeah, thanks
Welcome.
for that introduction.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yes.
I've always wanted to be canon.
Yeah,
so it's
you're
good.
you're canon to the outside the frame thing.
The
Whatever-
thing that
whatever
whatever
that
we
is.
do every
Whatever
week.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
welcome to both of you,
Yeah.
and
Thank
thank you so
you.
much. We really appreciate your contributions.
Yeah.
Even though they are just technically starting as official
Oh yeah,
members
we'll
today.
see how it goes
Yeah.
later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay. So with all that being said, you don't have any more housekeeping, I don't think.
New lineup, trivia, Snowblood, and extra episode, and Rob Reiner. Those
Okay.
are all the things on my list. So,
Perfect. So
anything on either side, left and right? No?
No.
No? Okay. Okay.
fantastic.
We're
All
good.
right. So this is where we get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, which is a fun little Rewatchables themed episode.
Yeah.
As I will very sadly say, just because I was
I destroyed everybody.
Yeah,
I destroyed everybody.
We did a game that we've mentioned before called the Outside the Frame stock market earlier this year.
Genius idea, by the way, from Elijah.
Thank
It's
you.
unbelievable. It's as good, if not better, than anything else on the big picture, in my opinion. And and I'm very excited about doing it next year because we'll get to start at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
So we'll have to look at. It's just a lot more research and a lot more like we get to follow it for the whole year and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just so excited to just like knock every single one of you off one by one. It's gonna be awesome.
I am working out I'm tweaking some things that will have to happen this
Yes,
time.
yes.
One of those things being when we do it in the second half, a lot of the movies that we're talking about are locked in already. They're not really moving release dates. The first half of the year, though,
It's a little wonky.
Yeah.
it's a little wonky, so
Yeah.
they can move. So the last thing I want is someone to put stock into a movie that's gone now.
Yeah, we'll have to have some caveats and stuff
For
and,
sure.
and keep an eye on it. But it's super
still
fun.
yeah.
It's a super fun game.
It's a lot of fun, and with
yeah.
that being said, you two will find out what that is about.
Mysterious.
Yeah, I mean, I think our first episode of it is up on streaming. I'll have to double check that. But with that being said, Mike,
Yeah, I
wiped
won.
wiped the floor with us.
Oh, really?
Like, and I have no problem. I have no problems admitting that because in two movies, he just wiped us. With what I initially had thought was just going to be a very risky move.
Yeah.
Putting all like the max amount of stock you can into The Conjuring, the last rites.
Absolutely.
That paid out well for
yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Unbelievably well done. And so
rather than Ryan, who put all his stock into like the
Smashing Machine,
the Smashing Machine,
one battle after another, and Springsteen,
and the Springsteen movie.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, see, the problem is that he was trying to choose movies that he likes, or that he would like, and that's not how you play.
Can't
this
win
game.
that
He should have taken Christie. That's how you win.
Try to get the lowest score.
Yeah, that's how you win.
See, I put all the things in that I thought would, and it did pan out in terms of box office. But my one pick for me was If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. So because I really liked that movie, and that was kind of my throwaway pick just to put something on because I knew I had it in the bag by the third.
Well, three of your movies were you had The Conjuring,
yes,
which at the time I didn't know was going to be as big a hit as it was, and then it was one of the biggest hits of the year.
Yeah,
Zootopia 2.
Yeah.
Which in 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, made $900 million.
Well, and what's interesting is that Ryan didn't take Zootopia.
No, he did take Zootopia 2.
But you didn't?
I did. He didn't take Avatar.
Yeah.
Fire and Ash.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't know yet.
Oh,
it
doesn't even matter at this point in terms of the game. But I mean, you're right. We don't know. However, I think even if it does $200 million, you're laughing.
Exactly.
You're laughing. So, why we're all sitting here to do this rewatchables is because I won this game. So, one of you could be here next year.
A whole other movie.
So what we did is, if you don't know what the rewatchables are, it's a way to break down a movie in a fun way. We kind of stole it from another podcast, but we kind of make it our own. And obviously the big kind of variable here is what movie you pick. So for today's movie, I wanted to go a little subversive and interesting, but not go super far because I knew it was going to be like your guys' first episode. I didn't want to be like, okay, hey, here's something. Here's Sallow as our rewatchable. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And I wanted to try and find something that was seasonal. So that being something that is somewhat Christmas or New Year's oriented. So,
but notoriously, you hate happiness and you hate Christmas movies.
So off the table.
I just no. I have a little nihilism baked in. So there always has to be some kind of depression, depravity of some kind. So I have chosen Kathryn Bigelow's 1995 film. Strange Days.
That is correct.
Which is an underseen, some might say underrated. I think it's kind of been somewhat reclaimed in the last little while. It's not a perfect movie. The last couple of rewatchables that we've had, When Harry Met Sally, The Big Lebowski. These are movies that are okay, they're 5 stars. You know what I mean? Not to me.
No, hear that?
I caught that.
Not to me personally, but objectively,
Yeah.
they're 5-star movies, right? I would take When Harry Met Sally over Big Lebowski.
We know.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is a little bit different because it's not maybe in that category of a 5-star sort of classic, right?
It's less of a classic and more of a cult classic, or it's becoming a cult classic.
That's
anyway.
right, and it's much more underseen. So,
I can tell you this is my first time watching it.
There you go.
Very nice.
And you've watched a lot of movies.
Yes. It was officially on my list, but one of those I had not gotten around to it.
Yeah.
What I do know about your watch list though on Letterboxd, it's about 400 pages. So.
It's like 900 at this point. So.
I appreciate that you have one of those because I could have one, but I don't want to dedicate the time to putting it together.
Let me tell you, the shuffle feature on Letterboxd on your watch list when you're like, I don't know what to watch today, that's one of the best features that they have on there.
Interesting.
That's what I use it for.
That's the most impressive thing is she watches them too.
Yeah.
Things on my watch list never get watched.
Never, yeah. Once it enters there, it's like, I could hit that shuffle button and then be like, oh, but I'm not in the mood for that.
Yeah.
Then you just hit shuffle again.
Fair enough.
That's interesting. That's a good way of using that.
Yeah.
I do feel like maybe Point Break aside, most of Bigelow's pre-Hurt Locker movies are pretty underrated or pretty underseen.
Yeah.
There's not a lot, like Near Dark, I don't hear a lot of people talking about. Strange Days, of course, I don't hear a lot of people talking about.
Obviously Point Break.
Well, and then there's Point Break, but that one's been pretty popular amongst at least film lovers anyway.
Yeah.
So you chose Strange Days.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And so the whole Rewatchables.
Yeah.
You picked up a couple different categories.
Yes.
That you made us think about while we were watching this movie. Would you like to explain some of these categories for us before we jump into it?
Absolutely. That's a great idea. Most rewatchable scene. We'll just throw out some scenes that we think are rewatchable. And beautiful. Fun. What prop or memorabilia would you want from this film? Pretty fun. The Sam-Thinks-Hugo-Is-Marty's best film, hottest take. This is just a hot take that you might have while watching this movie.
Yep.
What's interesting about this category for me is, like, I don't know if it's a hot take for anyone else, but when I thought of it, it was a hot take for me personally. Like, I was mad that I thought of it. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I don't even necessarily know if I believe it, but I kind of think it's true.
That's some great inner
weird.
Turmoil going on there. I want to hear this.
Dude,
yeah,
I could spend 3 hours going down that rabbit hole. The most 1990s thing about the film.
Okay.
So we're just going to name some stuff that is super 90s about this movie. Can I say ass?
Yes, you can.
Half-ass internet research. Then I said it, but I knew you had the.
I got the button here just in case.
Half-ass internet research. So just some fun things about the movie that is not necessarily true or whatever. It's just on the internet. And then picking nits. So some stuff that we don't think works in the movie or doesn't make sense or whatever. So we're going to try to get through all those categories. Some fun stuff. So, Maddy, you said just initial thoughts. Before we get into it, you said you hadn't watched this movie
This
before.
is my first time watching. Initial thoughts. I can't believe you were like, we did Big Lebowski. We did When Harry Met Sally. And this is the one you guys set us up with to start.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did not know anything about this movie at all. And maybe I could have prepared myself a little bit more if I did know something.
Yeah.
I think as we kind of talk about it, I'll pull out more from it because the initial watch, I was kind of just overwhelmed by parts of it. Certain scenes are pretty intense. I'll just say that for some people who haven't seen it as well.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, I'm still chewing on a lot of it.
There's a lot to unpack with this movie. Like I said, it doesn't totally work. There's a really great movie in there, I think, actually.
Yes.
We'll get to the picking nits, but it doesn't fully work.
It's also 2.5 hours.
It is.
Yes.
That's
2.5
one of
hours.
that's not to jump on categories, but that's one of my picking nits.
Yeah.
Is like it's too long.
Yes.
It's too long.
It's just too long. Was this anyone else's first time watch?
No. I had
Everyone else
I had seen it. Okay, so it's funny. I ended up watching this last night, which was just falls on the same day as my anniversary with my girlfriend.
Perfect anniversary movie.
So I had watched this movie when I was 13, 14.
Sure.
And so I had told her, like, yeah, I've seen this movie before. Forgot how much I've forgotten about this movie. I remember it being cyberpunk, and that was really cool. I remember Angela Bassett because I love her. And that's about, I think, the extent of it. And I knew the premise. About a quarter way through this movie, she asked me dead to my face, how did you watch it? Why were you watching this at 13 years old? And I was like, because I was just trying to watch everything, no matter what. If it was on TV, I'd watch it. So this was my second time watching it. But again, I was
Like,
a
pretty
teenager,
young.
the first time I watched it.
Dalton?
It had been a long time since I've seen this too, and I had a very similar reaction as well. I was like, I did not remember a lot of things in this movie. I didn't even remember Juliette Lewis was in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing.
I know that you're different though.
Yeah.
But I was like, I remembered the gist. I remembered like the tech and all of that stuff. But in terms of like what actually happens in it, it was like I kept going, oh yeah, like this is kind of, and then I was like, when I saw the runtime before, I was like, I don't remember there being 2.5 hours worth of stuff in this movie. I remember there being an hour 40, maybe.
Yeah, hour 40.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple quick things. this movie obviously comes out in 1995. It's also a 30th anniversary, which is another
Yeah.
kind of reason to do it. It's written by James Cameron, with a story by James Cameron, who I believe they were married at the time, like Kathryn and James and old Big Jim,
Yep.
were married at the time. The person that helped him out with the script was Jay Cox, who also wrote A Complete Unknown, Silence, Gangs in New York, and Age of Innocence. So
Shout out Silence.
Yep.
I know. Wait, do you like that movie too?
Oh, dude.
Love that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
So guy that kind of knows what he's doing script-wise. It stars kind of the most 90s of the 90s cast. Not the most, but a pretty 90s cast. Ralph Fiennes, obviously.
Rafe.
Rafe Fiennes.
I always call him Ralph. His name's... I almost swore there. I almost swore there. And, as you mentioned, Angela Bassett, Juliette Lewis, obviously. Tom Sizemore, who's great, and Michael Wincott, who if you don't know, shows up in The Crow as a villain. He's awesome in that.
That's right.
He just has one of those faces that is awesome. Anyway,
Also in Nope, as the villain
right.
as well. Kind of the villain.
Yeah.
I've willingly forgot about that movie.
Oh my god.
$42 million in 95 budget, only made less than $8 million at the box office.
Yeah.
That's
so
rough.
pretty huge box office bomb. A quick, I'm assuming a lot of people don't know what this movie's about, so I just have the quick little description here.
Please.
Former policeman Lenny Nero, great little name there, has moved into a more lucrative trade, the illegal sale of virtual reality-like recordings that allow users to experience the emotions and past experiences of others. While the bootlegs typically contain tawdry incidents, Nero is shocked when he receives one showing a murder. He enlists a friend, bodyguard Mace, who's played by Angela Bassett, to help find the killer. And the two soon stumble upon a vast conspiracy involving the police force Nero once worked for. So you get kind of the neo-noir vibe of this cyberpunk type thing that's happening with the tech. It's about as 90s as you can get with all of those things, and that's what you're getting into in terms of.
I just wanted to ask: did you see the IMDb description for this movie?
I did, and I passed on it. That's
it
why
is insane how little information.
Okay, do you have it up?
I do. It's
Okay.
A black marketer tries to save a woman in 1999 Los Angeles. That's the whole.
Are they
plot.
wrong?
That's
But I mean, like you've left out a lot
so
of
much.
the movie.
Wow. Yeah, that is like that's what I would tell my mom if I was trying to like.
He's
like,
just
"What's
trying
this
to
movie?"
save a woman.
He's just trying to save somebody, like.
Well, that's one interesting thing that does say that this doesn't is that it takes place around New Year's Eve. That's one of the reasons why I chose it in 1999. So this is like 4 years ahead.
Yep.
I don't know if any of you remember New Year's Eve of 1999, but it was a pretty mental time. People thought like the world was going to explode.
All the computers were going to crash.
And it was like a thing leading up to that as well, which is interesting because like Cameron kind of has his finger on that pulse of like he's kind of, when it turns over to the new century, all of a sudden the world's going to explode.
If I didn't know that this was made in 95, I would have assumed it was after 2000. Like, just based off how realistic it seemed, the general feeling towards Y2K at the time.
Yeah, and of course they kind of, I don't know, it's Cameron's vision of what that could look like, and Bigelow's vision in terms of like the tech all of a sudden jumps up a bunch, and there's all this. It is interesting to note as well that this is post LA riots and Rodney King, which has a lot to do with why Cameron was interested in some of the subject matter. I also wanted to shout out, I don't know if you guys know about this show, but it has a lot in tandem to do with Strange Days. It's a show called Dark Angel.
I have heard of it.
Jessica Alba.
It rips very, very hard, and
Means a lot to me.
Means a lot to me too. Introduced the world to Jessica Alba. Cameron executive produced, had some like a little bit more hands-on to do with like the first couple episodes, but is set in a very similar kind of world. But what's amazing is how specific that, kind of in the same way that this movie is just how specific some of the things are. Like, her job is essentially she's a mailman or a mail person, but it's in like the future. So they're like trying to like they like deliver packages.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're like in this like neo-tech kind of futuristic world. It's pretty awesome. There's only 2 seasons, and it got canceled, just like a lot of those kind of shows like Firefly and all that kind of stuff.
Science fiction at the time didn't hit as hard.
Just didn't,
with audiences.
If you weren't X-Files, it was like it was over. But it is an interesting show, and I think has a lot in tandem, like I said, with this movie in terms of feel. So those are a couple things I wanted to. Also, this is something I think I'll probably bring up in a bigger discussion when we talk about our top 10 movies of the year. But this movie is really cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
And sounding.
Hell yeah.
And that's, I was trying to put my finger on, because I was trying to go through, as we all are probably, kind of jogging our lists of top 20, our top 10 of our 2025. And I'm like, there's a lot of good movies, a lot of like fine movies, a couple of standouts, but like very few like cool movies.
Sure.
Yeah. In my opinion,
there's
cool,
a couple.
There's a couple,
not
but
a
like,
ton.
but not a ton where you're just like, man, that movie was cool.
That's also
You know
like
what I mean?
a lot of 80s, 90s, 2000s. They were like, what aesthetically looks cool, as opposed to maybe like not even the story being good all the time.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like it's because the 80s and 90s were starting to kind of formulate their own stylistic aesthetic back then. Whereas the biggest thing now, especially in entertainment, whether it be television or movies or even music for that matter, it's replicating the style from the 90s or from the 80s from prior, rather than creating their own. So even something that they try to do that looks cool now, it's like, oh, that looks cool because it looked like this when it was cool.
I mean, even something that was like, I would say one of the cooler movies, maybe not as a whole to me, but like definitely had moments of cool, was Sinners.
Yeah.
And that's literally taking directly out of 90s stuff and splitting the movie. But there's a lot of cool moments in that movie where you're just like, oh, that's just Michael B. Jordan just being cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Or Haley Stanfield just like cooking at like 100 degrees, you know what I mean? So, but that's like pretty rare, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least from this year's movies. But this movie is just like drenched in cool.
Hell yeah.
You know? And
Which most cyberpunk movies kind of come with that, as if you
that's like par for the course.
If you don't make a cool cyberpunk movie, you have failed to make a cyberpunk
I mean, are
movie.
you cyberpunk if you're not cool?
Absolutely, yes.
Most rewatchable scene.
You're the director of this episode, so why don't you start us off?
I mean, I'll do 2. The opening scene is not necessarily super rewatchable to me, but it did remind me of Zero Dark 30. So
sure, yeah,
right. And that anytime a movie can remind me of Zero Dark 30, I'm stoked. To me, the first rewatchable scene, to me personally, is very clearly the Juliette Lewis scene, and that is hands down.
Yeah, I knew you were going
there. That's to me.
I thought you I actually thought you were going to go.
Hey, not everyone has to agree. That's fine, but it is very rewatchable.
It's so funny because I thought you were going to go with the scene. There's another scene, I think, just before that or maybe just after, where he is letting someone try out a movie, and then he goes to the actresses that are in that scene, and he's like directing them to like, oh, next time you've actually got to use maybe like do this with your eyes or something like that.
It's a great call.
Thought you were going to go with there, but
I mean, it's hard. I can't even think of anything else that happens before that scene in that movie. So, okay, someone else.
Can I give the right answer then?
Hey, there's no right or wrong answers here.
The scene that's most rewatchable to me, because I did go back and rewatch it, was the opening. Because at the time, it's so disconnected from the rest of the movie. I had to go back and be like, how did we get here? But also, it works out of context with the rest of the movie, and it's cool. They use a lot of cool techniques. They showed the way that you're going to be doing the POV shots. You're showing them putting on the mask, changing the camera. You're doing the parkour. Yeah. It's showing a lot of energy into the movie that does throw you in. Yeah. And again, rewatchable, and the fact that I'm like, I gained more information after the movie rewatching it.
This doesn't have to necessarily be you can just throw out other scenes too. Like I'm not at my personal most rewatchable scene. I'm just put that out there as one of the
for sure, of course.
Yeah. Someone else just throw one out.
You want to go? You want to go for it?
Literally, I was thinking a bunch about it, and to me, I was like, it is the opening scene. Like, it's that's why I'm like, everyone else has said it already, but like it really is like it takes you into like, it makes you feel, this is jumping ahead a little bit, but it makes you feel how 90s this movie is.
Yeah.
And it's like, it does the cool like camera shifting. It's all like first person, really introduces you into like the world of the movie, but with like a super heightened style, and it gives you like these weird stakes immediately,
right?
And makes you ask a ton of questions, and it's like really well put together. I heard that they shot that scene in 4 different locations.
They did, and put it together.
Yeah.
I have some more info on some of the tech side of it, too, which, of course, has to come along with anything that is James Cameron.
Yeah.
Because did they invent cameras for this movie?
You bet.
Of course
Absolutely,
Of course they did.
So I did have... when Lenny explains what the idea of the clip to the lawyer in the club, and he tries it for the first time, I thought that was really cool. The club scene, there's this band called Retinal Fetish.
That's the club.
Retinal Fetish.
Yeah.
That's the club.
Yeah.
Hilarious idea for a club name.
Yes.
Especially with the theme of this movie, like in the
everything
tech
about
in
the
this
eyes,
movie.
too.
Yeah. So then it gets me to the other Lewis rewatchable scene, which is her singing a cover of PJ Harvey, which is unbelievable, especially very formidable at the time that I saw it. I didn't see it in '95, obviously, but I was 10, but it was a few years after that. But still, like, to see that is awesome. The other kind of, I thought, really entertaining scene, even though it's like sad, is when Jericho dies. Like that whole death scene is like
the
really,
way that it's shot.
I'm glad you brought that up, because while I do agree that the opening scene is incredible, like truly awesome, I would just argue that, okay, save for 1 or maybe 2, save for 2. All of the scenes where someone is wearing that thing are all so rewatchable because of that very same thing, right?
Yeah.
Just like the novelty of the POV and how well it's done too. Yeah. It could have been very Cloverfield-esque, where you can't really see what's going on and it's shaking the whole time. Yeah. But it's done with such care and such technique that I'd say most of them, like you said, when Jericho gets shot, the opening scene, those 2 in particular are really, really well done, and I think very rewatchable.
And it's also, it has a lot also because you're seeing it through Iris's eyes, so you're seeing her hands and everything. But also Angela Bassett's Macy is watching Iris watching the scene, so it's building on that emotion as well. That it's many layers deep, many perspectives deep on it.
That's right. And like that's one of the scenes I would point to where I was like, I wish they got to that emotional stuff like quicker. And like there's a lot of faffing about in this movie that doesn't need to be there.
Yep.
And like I think if you like recut this movie to be like don't change anything, but if you just recut it to be about an hour 40, right? That would be like the sweet spot. If you took out 45 minutes of this movie, it would sing so hard.
Agreed.
Because there is a good premise and good some good performances in there. The reveal, so that's my last one that I would mention, is the big party scene at the end. We're gonna spoil this movie. It is 30 years old. But the reveal of the villain and Tom Sizemore and that whole thing, again, good emotional beat, right? That is revealed, but like it's 2 hours and 15 minutes into this movie.
Yeah.
And
there's also a fake out.
And the fake out.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Also a triple reveal, because you get the fake out, then you get Tom Sizemore, then you get his wig flying off.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was shocking.
I was wondering that whole time. I was like, that doesn't look right. Like that just looks bad.
They were so shocked. Nobody knew that was a wig.
No, I knew, but I didn't think it was
like the characters. Like, oh, you really think he hasn't been recording everything?
It reminded me of Body Double, right? Where
it's like
where the reveal happens there. You're like, oh wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
What this guy do 4 hours of makeup every time before he had to go out. But the whole final party scene is kind of where the climax of the movie, it's like what the movie was like billed as too. So you're kind of just waiting for that final, and like the party scene is just great. Like the music, the sort of final climax is awesome. So those were a bunch that I thought were awesome and rewatchable. I don't know if you guys had any other. Sounds like you guys just watched the opening scene and then bailed.
No, I rewatched the opening scene.
I'm joking.
Damn. Okay, before we cut to the second one, we are going to the second category. We're going to cut to commercial break really quickly. But when we get back, we will continue our Rewatchables episode of Strange Days on Outside the Frame. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. 94.9 Radio Western. You're listening to Outside the Frame, London's only movie talk show. We are in the middle of our Rewatchables episode. We are talking about the 1995 Kathryn Bigelow directed film Strange Days. We just did our most rewatchable category.
Yeah.
And so we're about to head into category 2. Would you like to tell us what it is?
What prop or piece of memorabilia would you want from this movie? I think there's only one answer here, and that's the headgear.
I have another one.
Really?
Okay.
I've got another one too.
The headgear, like I'd want one of those headgear.
The squid.
Yeah.
The squid, yeah.
I mean that's
if you're talking about like actual props in this movie that stand out, it is that one.
Yeah.
It's the most visually different. It's not like anything else you would see in a movie.
Yeah.
I do have another answer.
What? Okay, what's your answer?
When Macy takes her child to that safe house,
Yeah.
there is a painting of a cat in the safe house. It's a white cat. It's just hanging on the wall. I will be taking that prop. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So that's what's hanging in your office at home.
Yeah, I'll get a
or
print of that.
Get a print of that. That's a good answer.
I said it out loud when Wade, who is the former football player who becomes the bodyguard, he walks in and he's wearing these really cool shades. And I said out loud, I was like, damn, I wish I had a pair of those. So that's what I would take, because obviously, aside from Squid, that was the thing that really stood out as like, oh, damn. Good stylistic choice in a movie where Ralph Fiennes is wearing some hideous clothes.
Oh. Yes.
I mean, it's the 90s, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you got some wild stabs happening fashion-wise. That's for sure.
You guys don't want his tie? Any of his ties?
They rag on the whole movie.
Yeah.
One of his fake Rolexes.
Yeah, his fake Rolexes. I want the squid, but I want the one that comes with the Tom Sizemore wig.
Sewn in.
I need the whole get up.
Yeah.
That's good.
Tom Sizemore lace front.
Yes.
Those are good answers. The Sam-Thinks-Hugo-Is-Marty's best film, hottest take. So let's hear some hot takes. Elijah?
I think Juliette Lewis is like really, truly god awful in this movie.
I didn't notice, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But like, yeah, every time it's distracting how every time she's on scene, I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm watching this movie now. Like, I'm no longer engaged because, and the weirdest part is like, just the year before, she had done Natural Born Killers. Mm-hmm. And she's great in that movie.
Well, she's also in California before this. Mm-hmm. I think that was before 95 or right around this time, and she's great in that movie.
Yeah,
this is like the height of her.
Oh yeah, this is
100%. It is, and she's just like
she is
like
not
even phoning it in. This is just bad. Like I don't know what's going.
I mean, I know it's a hot take, but I would say I strongly disagree. I think she's cooking at a very high level in this movie.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I
wouldn't get like hung up on it myself.
Fair.
But I get what you mean.
That's just my I mean, it's my hot take,
it's
right?
Your hot take.
My one question, is it the character, or if you swapped her for another actress, would that make a difference?
No, if you swapped a different actor.
So who's like, okay, it's 95.
Yeah,
I can give you
casting.
what? Drew Barrymore that's a pretty big name at that point, right? Right before Scream. She's coming into her own, doing a lot of like sort of unseen thrillers. At this point, like Poison Ivy, for example.
But like she's a little
on my wall.
You know who I could see in that role? Courtney Love.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Absolutely, because then at least the bad actor.
It would be better.
Juliette Lewis,
I'm not saying it would be better.
Better actor, better singer.
But at least the bad acting would make sense at that point.
That role makes sense for her. I'm not saying it's better.
Yeah, and she already has a band, so she can incorporate that in.
So did Juliette Lewis.
Did she have her own band?
Yeah. She's been playing with them for many years.
Yeah. I did not know that.
And it's been part of my half-ass internet research. But she also did that's her singing for all the covers and songs and stuff. But I mean, who else at the time? Sandra Bullock. I can give you that.
No, because they don't have that edge.
I'm just throwing out names that were hot at that time, that were big at that time.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also that. Sandra Bullock. Who else we got? I mean, could I give you Bassett, but like not in that role, and we put someone else
about that
in that
too.
role?
But then you would lose Bassett.
Bassett's
Macy.
great as Mace. Yeah, like
she's the best.
She's really
Sorry,
cool.
she's the best part of the movie.
Like truly, and she is like insane. We don't have to spend much time on this because I want to hear everybody else's, but like again, something I said out loud was when she's consoling Ralph Fiennes' character Lenny at
Ralph.
one point. I could not believe how jacked her arms look in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Her shoulders
you can
are
believe
like
she'll knock some guys down.
100%. It's very. It makes all of her scenes really believable. Yeah, that's my hot take.
Meg Ryan. Can I give you Meg Ryan?
Oh boy.
Don't do that to her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right.
These are all like America's sweetheart as like
Sure.
type act. Like Juliette Lewis was not that. So
Yeah, that's why she's perfect for this movie. She
I just
rules.
wish she did a better job. That's all I'm saying. I just wish she did a better
Maybe
job.
she should have been directed better, you know. Which leads me into my to my hot take. This is a better movie if James Cameron directs it.
I don't think that's that hot of a take.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I thought of it because I was thinking about other like nitpicks and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if this is in Bigelow's like wheelhouse. Even though she's like she's in genre in some way, shape, or form. I just mean like a big budget movie at the time.
Sure.
You know, was this something that maybe she just wasn't comfortable in? Like we see when she's cooking the most, which is in like smaller, intimate, emotional stories like The Hurt Locker, like
Even
But Point Break?
Point Break.
But it's strong from those intimate moments.
That
I
is
think.
fair.
That and like also it is about those two guys, and it's not as complicated of a movie.
It's not as like high concept as this one is.
That's what I'm saying. Like in terms of conceptually, like because the things that work in this movie obviously work because like she's awesome. But even like there's a couple of action moments where I was like, where's that the whole movie? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know. It could be that maybe there's other elements that we don't see because of, you know, maybe she wasn't able to do the things that she wanted to. But I'm like, this is way more in Cameron's wheelhouse than it is
I think
Bigelow's
if
wheelhouse.
James,
I'm just
I
angry
know.
about that.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm just angry that I said that because I like Bigelow a lot.
Yeah, I feel like
So,
she does
I don't know.
have a very American sense to her movies, and this movie also follows with that. Like while I was watching it, I think a lot of people rewatched this during like 2020 because there was a lot of themes that came back up again.
Yes.
For sure.
It does feel very
Yes.
prescient in that sense. So I don't necessarily think she was the wrong choice.
no.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
not saying
just
it's
saying
she's
it should have been
'cause
Cameron
she's
instead.
she's could direct like the phone book and it would be awesome. I'm not saying that she's the wrong choice. I'm just saying I think it might be a better movie if Cameron's directing.
I
it.
see where you're coming from, especially because 3 years earlier he had done T2.
So in the same way, like he can't direct like The Hurt Locker.
Right.
Like
Sure.
that's not his deal.
Right.
Like he would be bad at that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't make necessarily a bad movie, but that's not his wheelhouse, right?
You know what I see James Cameron's Strange Days as is like closer to like Minority Report.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
a movie I thought about a lot while watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it gets like a much more serious tone, even though like he can have fun. You know,
Yeah.
when he's making like
Yeah.
his movies can be fun.
They're
I
a
feel-
lot of fun.
I know.
I feel like they're pretty fun.
No, but I mean
They're
like
a lot of
like
fun.
in terms of like tone, like Terminator is fun, but it keeps like a
Terminator
seri-
1 maybe is much more
yeah.
Yeah.
But like
tempered.
the Point Break energy,
Yes.
I feel like makes this a different movie. But I think I would be curious what it looks like. I think I would still take Bigelow's because it has that like it feels like a very like Southern California movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like Cameron won't focus on like some of those like there's a lot of vibes going through this movie, you know?
Absolutely there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hot take over here.
My hot take is
Yeah.
I think the title's bad.
You'll have to go at Dalton for that.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
It's taken from the Doors
Doors.
album.
I know it is. I looked that up. I still think if you're just talking about this movie,
I agree with you, by the way.
Yeah.
nobody knows what it's about based off that title. And also, it's Strange Days. Yes, it takes like
It's like a day.
It's over 3 days, but it's really like 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
And it's like a night to like the next. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not really a course of many days. That was my main thing when I was hearing about this. I'm like, what is this movie about?
Do you
Well,
have an
also, it's
alternate
like-
title? You got a better one?
It's just squid.
Squid.
That's actually
Squid
not
Games.
bad.
Yeah.
Squid
Like,
kind of
Games.
with that actually.
yeah, like with the like S dot.
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually not
That's not bad. It's
yeah,
not bad.
it's pretty sweet and it's intriguing, right? Because the way it's like Strange Days right now, like it reminds me of, I don't know, like the most recent example I could think of is like the SZA movie, the SZA and Keke Palmer movie. One of them days. It's like, oh, this is a strange day. What's happening here? And then people are getting murdered
before
and assaulted.
Starting watching it, like things were happening. I'm like, it's just one of those strange days. Like it's not really, it's not as serious or science fiction enough. Like it doesn't give me a lot. I know it's based off an album and a song. I understand that, but that's not even like a big.
Oh, I don't have a problem with you.
It's not even a big part of it.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with your take, by the way.
Yeah, I think Strange Days lends itself to that vibes feeling where it's like they are just people, like it's basically like people are mulling about when they think the world's about to end, and they're just kind of like going through this like uncertainty, and like they're living in like strange times, right? And then it's just like, let's just take that Doors song. And
I feel like I want a more peculiar word than strange, or something that's a little more like heavy to it.
Yeah,
because you hear strange, it's just like woo, strange.
I get you.
Dalton, hot take.
I don't have a super hot take.
Okay.
My thing was, I had a couple, and then I felt they were more nitpicks than hot takes. So I was like, you know what? I'll just put them all as nitpicks. So I have a few nitpicks.
Okay. Good segue.
Very, very, very quickly, some half-assed internet research. Lewis did all of her own vocals for the covers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going. Oh, I skipped one, but it's fine. We'll do it. We'll do it and then go back. The party was an actual rave called Millennium.
Yep.
Performers included Doc Martin and Aphex Twins, so that's cool.
Damn straight.
Cameron cut a lot of the film, but wasn't in the union, so he couldn't be credited, which is funny. He didn't get his. He wasn't part of the union until Titanic. We talked about the movie title coming from the Doors album. The POV shots took over a year of planning, and they were developed. The filmmakers, Cameron Bigelow, developed this sort of small 35 millimeter,
8 pounds,
rig, Steadicam rig to get the POV shots. So
incredible.
That's pretty cool. Of course, Cameron just inventing and Bigelow inventing stuff.
Just along with that, because the camera was so small, there wasn't really any audio equipment they could use for the opening, so they had to just do it afterwards in post.
Yes,
you can also tell.
Yeah.
Not that you guys would care about this, but the band that is playing at the end of the rave is a band called Testament, which was a very important metal band that came from San Francisco, and they rip, but you guys don't care about that. But I'm going to read off some names. Arnold, our friend Arnold, Denzel, Michael Keaton, Tom Cruise, Jeff Bridges, Mel Gibson, Bruce Willis, Andy Garcia, Nicolas Cage, Patrick Swayze, John Travolta, Sean Penn, Bill Paxton, Dennis Quaid, and Kurt Russell. Supposedly, were all considered for the part of Lenny Nero.
A lot of those I could see doing that.
I mean, to me, that's just a list of actors from the
time.
90s, all the top actors.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them, if not all of them, from, I guess, that period of time. So I'm assuming that the part went out to all of them anyway.
I thought Ralph Fiennes looked like Dan Stevens on the movie cover.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I'm just like, he doesn't look like himself in this movie.
No.
He looks good in this movie for being like in rough shape though.
Yeah.
Like he
looks good.
He does.
It's one
His
of those,
accent,
it's
though.
one of those premises where I'm,
it slips a couple times.
it does slip a few times.
Yeah.
It's one of those premises, like a down and out, like, ex-cop who's like, selling illegal stuff on the black market, like all day.
Terrible
every day.
guy.
Absolutely.
Any other things that you guys came across on the internet
yes.
that were cool?
So you mentioned it earlier, which was that Juliette Lewis song. All of her songs in the movie were written by P.J. Harvey.
Yes, all of them. Yeah,
which I thought was interesting. And a little one for me.
Yeah, sure.
The version of the song "Strange Days" that plays in the movie is a cover. But Ray Manzarek, the organist for the Doors, it plays in that cover. There's still a little bit of Doors in the movie called "Strange Days."
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
You said the ones that I
know.
you
went through a lot of them there.
Cool.
So.
Yep.
I've got two.
Go for it.
One, this is of 4 movies in 1995 that came out with Angela Bassett. 2 of them, including this one, finish on New Year's Day.
Interesting.
The other being the cult classic "Waiting to Exhale."
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Oh boy, it is like as sappy and as melancholic. Yeah. It's like a bunch of women being like, "We've been wronged." It's fantastic though. It is so good. Also, of the person that they actually approached.
What were the other two movies? Did you have those?
That she was in.
That she was in.
I can't remember them. I did not write them down, but I can when someone else is talking, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
The person that they initially wanted for the role of Philo Grant, Bono.
Weird.
Well,
Bono.
Well, you want to hire a scumbag.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true. It's true. Some of the most 1990s things. Was that it?
That was it for me. Yeah.
Some of the most 1990s things about this film. The look, very clearly, the look is very 90s. The soundtrack is the most 90s soundtrack. Some of the costumes.
Yep.
The tech. And the way the tech is treated.
Even the mini discs is
the
what
mini
they use.
discs.
Yeah,
that's a big
also,
one.
Also, anytime it cuts to a TV, there's one scene in particular where he wakes up and Fox is playing.
Oh, that got me so good.
The bumpers on it. Yeah.
It looked like straight out of a PlayStation loading screen. I was like, God.
The villain at the end falls to his death. We're post Die Hard, so that has to happen. Credit song with freeze frame images of the actor.
Yeah, it's good.
Man, we got to bring that back.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So good. I love it every time.
It's great.
I love that stuff. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yes.
Can point out.
I have the title cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Any font in the movie. I also just wrote Juliette Lewis. Is one of the most 90s things about this movie.
For sure.
Like,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And then those mini discs though were like every time I saw them I was like, I know exactly what era we're in.
So in the year of our Lord 1999, I started high school and I went to a private high school and stayed in dorm that was like 3 hours away from my house. So I wasn't in a public high school. I was in public school all the way up to grade 9, but then went there. I was the only white kid in dorm, and there was like 100 or so students, and I was like the youngest kid in there. Most of them were grade 10, 11, 12. About 80 to 90% of them were from some version of an Asian country. So whether it was China, Japan, South Korea, like something like that. And when I tell you that the amount of mini disc players that I saw in 1999, it was unbelievable. And every time I saw it, I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, I think I was so, like, because I saw this movie right around that time. Also, Hackers had a lot to do with, and the first Mission Impossible. There's all these, like, and every time I saw it, I was like, man, that's so cool. I want one of those, you know? And
did Hackers make you really want to rollerblade everywhere, too?
No, it made me want to find out more about Angelina Jolie and what was going on there.
That's more on brand.
And then also, like, just turn on my MS-DOS computer and see if I could be hacking anywhere. You know what I mean? I couldn't.
Typing in random commands.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just screaming, I'm in.
I'm in.
I would like to. Okay, so I
ahead.
did the research. The other two movies that I had neglected to mention that Angela Bassett was in '95. One is called Panther.
I haven't seen it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's about the Black Panther Party. Of some
I assume
kind.
so.
Yeah. So directed and written by Mario Van Peebles.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
The other one is the the infamous Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
The Eddie Murphy film.
Eddie Murphy. Yeah,
So,
of course.
yeah.
Very cool. Anyone else have any 90s stuff they want to throw out?
The most 90s thing was the DVD I watched it on. It was like cropped in, so it was taking up 50% of the screen.
That's awesome. I watched this on VHS myself.
Nice.
Very nice.
So which is also very 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. Some picking nits. Are we picking nits?
Yeah.
Okay. We got a few minutes.
Yeah, about 5-6 minutes.
It's almost 2.5 hours long. It's too long. That's my biggest picking nit. What that means is a lot of the story elements and storylines are like elongated, and it sort of meanders for the first hour, which leads me to my last one, which is that and most of mine had to do with story, my nitpicks. But you just want to get to the party. You want to get to again, like I remember the ads, like seeing the trailers and stuff. It was all around like New Year's Eve, and then you watch the movie, and they're not at New Year's Eve until like 2 hours into the movie. That's too long.
Yeah,
let's get there quicker.
Agreed.
Would be my picking Nit.
Mine, I'll limit it, but but the big one was the squid itself, because it made me ask so many questions.
This isn't a hot take.
No, it's like, because my details were just like this thing about it. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, so you can feel what the person feels, right?
Yes.
But a lot of that feels like, this is me just getting into the psychology of it.
Sure.
So like, when the killer is doing his thing, they feel like how good it feels for him, and like his anxiety, his adrenaline, and all that. But I'm like, doesn't a lot of that come from your like thoughts, right? Like
your own personal experiences, right? Yeah.
Like some of it is physical, but like a
Are
lot
you
of the
talking
elements...
from experience, or are you
Yeah.
just
Just like
theorizing?
no, like the feeling of adrenaline, things like
Yes.
that.
I think it's just hand waved with like endorphins, brain.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like,
Hey,
It
it's
is.
connected
It's
to your
blah, blah,
head,
blah.
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
taps
That's
into
not
your
the
brain
point.
waves.
But
Like
then
that's
I'm
just
like,
all it is.
okay,
Yeah.
so like, wouldn't you get like an idea of like who the person is? like wouldn't that be like?
That's a good point.
They never
thought
look
about
at
it.
any reflections or anything.
No.
Like there's so many little things about it, and like
Yeah.
I had like another big thing, but I don't want
It'll take up too much time.
to. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it there at that. But yeah.
Fair enough. We'll talk more off
Yeah.
mic about that.
Yeah.
Any from you?
My biggest thing is that we see when Lenny and Mace meet. I don't know how they become friends after that. Like, what are the steps? Are they like, let's go grab a coffee after this? Like,
Right.
You come into my house, you're reading to my son. I want to know the steps to them, because I understand the unrequited love thing. I don't understand how they became friends.
Yes.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
she's so much cooler than
yeah. And he's just a scumbag.
Yeah.
For like the
He's
first,
a
like,
terrible person.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Maybe you guys can remember. Were they together while he was a cop, though?
Well, they met because he was the cop.
Because he was
that
the cop.
went to
Right,
her
right.
house.
Yeah.
So he's not. He probably has like, I don't know like there's a vibe that he's kind of a loser.
I
But-
just want to know the steps of like, are they just like, let's grab lunch? Like, how did it
Yeah,
get to
Yeah.
there?
But I
Does he
just
like
mean-
do check-ins on her?
That's
Yeah.
what I think. I think
Yeah.
he checks in on her, and then she.
But the thing is that he's not at loser level. Like
Not-
he is a
not
cop.
when they meet.
But he-
That's
yeah.
what
he
I'm
goes
goes
saying.
there.
pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
But he gets there. I'm just saying that like
I
you
just
can
want to know
see
how
why,
they established the friendship.
Yeah.
A
It
little bit
seemed-
more time could have been spent on
It
that.
seems like right after that he became a loser.
Yeah.
So like his downfall coincides with like them becoming friends.
So what you're saying is
No.
relationships with females.
No.
Yeah, just become the biggest
Yeah,
loser
yeah, yeah.
possible.
Got you. I see what Dalton's
Yeah.
putting down. Yeah.
My biggest nitpick with this movie would probably, and it's such a small one, but I think
Nope.
I think it could have made for a stronger movie if the ending had changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's so weak that she gives it to the commissioner, and it's like, yeah. That's the good guy. Because here's the thing, this whole thing started because came into because of the whole Rodney King protest,
Yes.
right? Which, one could argue, I would argue that the whole reason that blew up into what it is because of how widespread that entire thing went.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason why is because someone videotaped it.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly, right? So someone videotaped it and it went widespread. So just the idea that she gave it to the commissioner and he took and he's the one who's like, yeah, arrest these
I'm
two
gonna
cops.
restore faith in the
Yeah.
LA
Like, I'm the
justice
good
system.
one.
Yeah, I think it would have been so much cooler if like the people when the riot started happening and they started attacking the cops. I was like, yes, here we go. And then it gets like dismantled, and then it's like, okay, well, what was that even for then?
Along with that ending, I think there's too many endings to this movie, and like the Vincent D'Onofrio,
Yeah.
like bit, I'm like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Why is
Agreed.
the
Yeah.
like the pulling the gun on yourself and everything? I'm like, it just keeps going.
They have a lot of loose threads throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
so.
and then it's like 2 straight minutes of
Well, that's-
balloons.
That's what I said. Like, there's too many storylines
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on. And it kind of meanders, and then they have to like
could have tightened it.
they have to try and like close all the loops,
Yeah.
right? And then it just becomes. One
just
thing
arrested
I
them,
did
you
want
know?
to mention is Jericho is the dancer from Showgirls. So that's an important.
Yes.
important
Very,
mention.
yes.
Yeah, especially to you.
Not a nitpick.
Not a
Not
nitpick.
important.
No. If you don't know, I unironically love that movie.
Not surprised.
And I will and have many times many times.
With box
that.
sets, yeah.
Well, but also defended that movie many times because it's one of those people are watching it wrong.
Yeah.
So
you sure have.
Yeah.
I know we have to wrap up.
Yeah.
There's something I can't leave out.
No, please.
It's not because it didn't fit into any of these categories.
All right.
But at the beginning, when they're making predictions for the future,
Yeah.
they say Gaddafi will get the Nobel Prize,
Yeah.
and I was like, I wrote it down. It's my first note on the movie. Gaddafi gets a Nobel Prize.
Can I show you what my first note was?
Yeah.
By 2025, we will have our second woman president.
Yes, that one too. Yeah.
First note of the entire movie,
Yeah.
and then I wrote LOL beside it. I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Same wavelength.
It's funny.
That's it. That's Strange Days.
That's Strange
our
Days.
That's our really
Rewatchable.
rewatchable episode. Our very sped through version of that. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I appreciate you picking it.
Well, I had to do something like that. I didn't want to pick something normal. Like
No.
that's-
That would be unlike
That'd be
you. I'd be
off-brand.
disappointed if
that would suck.
Yeah.
Plus, it's so uninteresting.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the next time that, if you're listening to this live anyway, the next time that you will hear us live in front of these mics will be January 6th, where we will be will be counting down.
Keep going.
Okay. That will be
In celebration of
Keep going.
will be the. We'll be counting down the first 5 of our top 10 films of 2026.
those are personal favorites.
2025, sorry.
Yep.
2025
Those are
will be
our personal favorites.
our
of the
top
year.
movies.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be
So
a blend
it's not
of
a
what you-
collective, is what I was
Correct.
saying. Yeah.
Yes, it's
It
our
definitely won't
respective
be.
list.
Yeah.
Exactly. It will be our
It
respective.
might get a
lists.
little hot.
And I'm sure it will, and that's why it's going to be a great time. So
Yeah.
make sure you tune into that. But we will have an episode coming out for you in the coming weeks, so be on the lookout for that. But until then, take care of yourselves. My name is Elijah,
I'm Maddy.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Dalton.
and we will see you all shortly. Take care of yourselves until the new year.